Hello, my name is Josh, and I'm a watchaholic. Welcome to Horology Insanity.
What is up, my watch friends? So, check this out. Today, I've got a little unconventional video, at least for me, because I don't really have video for this one. It's just a quick channel update, specifically to let y'all know what we've learned and kind of what we've done and figured out when it comes to YouTube deleting my comments. And so with that, sit back, relax, listen to this one. If you really want to look at something, we will be rolling in random pictures like from our Instagram and other place. Again, my wife's photography is getting really good, and I think it is. So she's going to be rolling in pictures while I talk, but the majority of this is really just for me to give y'all an update and to maybe talk a little bit more about it, because I think that video got a little bit of an attention, and I don't think I'm the only one. I've seen several other people, and I don't know if they have other channels or not. I think a couple of them have other channels, but I'm not the only one experiencing this. And so I kind of just, maybe this is a little bit of a PSA, maybe it's just a little bit of, oh well, you know. The good news is, let's just start with the good news. The good news is that I think we're taken care of. I think we're out of whatever boat we were in where they were deleting all of my stuff. And so I'm going to try to not get back into that boat if I can at all help it. We'll see how that goes. But let me first just take a little bit and talk about how I came about noticing this, because I don't think I really talked about it in the other video. And there were a lot of comments and questions in the comment section asking me, you know, hey, how do you know that YouTube is deleting your comments? And I'll say this, aside from having a near eidetic memory, it's pretty easy to notice. One of the first ways that I noticed it was around my 500 subscriber giveaway. And I think that is pertinent context, because I think something that I did then is kind of what maybe put me in this boat, kind of triggered their algorithms. I'll talk about that in a second. But here's really how I found out about it. I usually go through and reply to every comment. And I think YouTube did have, or maybe still has, a thing where you can go in YouTube Studio and like randomly click and give people generic replies, which I think is insincere and kind of tacky. And so I don't do that. If you receive a reply from me down in my comment section, or even on like your own video, it's because I personally and in a sincere manner typed that out and hit send or hit okay. And so I don't like that YouTube had that, and I don't even know if they still have it or not, because I actually never use YouTube Studio. I don't look at any of my stats. I don't do any of that stuff, right? My wife uploads everything, and she looks at it and maybe knows a little bit better than I do. But anyway, back to the comments. So with my goal of responding to every comment, at least until the channel gets so big that I can't handle it anymore, many of you I actually really like conversing with down there. And so not only is it just a reply, it is a heartfelt conversation, and I think that that's awesome. I think when I do, well, y'all can't see it because I'm not doing a video, but I got air quotes up right now. Social media, right? Air quotes, social media. Social media is meant to be social, and when you're deleting everybody's stuff, I don't know how that enables a conversation. I just don't even get it. It takes the whole social aspect out of the social media kind of intent. So I don't know. That's my thing. So if you ask how I noticed it, that's what I noticed. I noticed that I went through on one of my videos and I replied to every single comment. I went back the next day because I was kind of just double checking. Hey, did I get all these done? I don't always get them done the same day that the thing airs. I will often reply like the day after it airs. That way I can let the comments kind of go down in there and gel, and then I'll go in and enter the conversation the next day. I have to do all this in spurts, right? I can't just sit in front of YouTube all day and night, right? I have a job, I have a life, I have school, I have a lot of other things. And so I have to do it in spurts. And so that's kind of how I do that. And in fact, going in spurts is one of the things that I think may have put me in the boat. So let's talk about some of the things that put me in the boat. Oh yeah, but that's what I did. Let me just confirm real quick. I went in, looked at one of my comments that I legit know I commented on every single one, and all but like 2 were deleted. Gone. just not even there. Not retrievable, not nothing, gone. So that's the first way that I noticed it. Now, I did have some people recommend checking the filtering options in there, because YouTube Studio does have a thing where you can go in where it will capture comments and I think it flags them basically for you to review them before they get published. None of these were in there. In fact, I have nothing in there. None of y'all's comments usually go in there because I guess there's nothing offensive. So the couple of spam comments that I get, they're easy to, they're kind of like, what's that movie, Good Morning Vietnam? Like the, hey, me love you long time, kind of, here's a link, heart emoji. And you're like, okay, well, let me just delete that. That's an easy spam. But it's funny, though, that YouTube doesn't catch those. So it's deleting my comments, but it won't delete the me love you long time, heart emoji. Here's a spam internet web URL link. Go figure. Anyway, so that's kind of how I noticed it. I checked the filtering methods and no, there was nothing in there. So these things aren't getting captured by some other thing waiting for me to go approve them and click them, even though I kind of wish that it were, because at least then it might explain what YouTube is doing. But no, to this day, I have no clue what YouTube is doing. So I'm also probably need to clarify that everything in this video is total speculation, because I don't know. I'm trying to deduce what I know to try to figure things out, but no, all of this is still speculation. So yeah, so I went in to a video, all my comments but 2 were deleted, and I was like, well, oh well, so much for that. Speaking of the 500 subscriber giveaway, so one of the 2 things that I think is getting me put in the boat where my stuff is getting deleted is one where I talk about going in spurts. I think that when I go through, just so y'all know, I type like 200 words a minute, right? Like I type really fast. And so what happens is when I'm blowing through these comments and replying to all of them, keep in mind, they're all heartfelt, genuine things. I'm keeping up with the conversation. It just happens to be that one, I talk a lot. Well, I think even more than I talk, and I talk a ton. But above and beyond that, I can type it because I'm not limited by a low word per minute type rate. And so I can comment quite a bit in a short period of time. I think that's one of the 2 things that YouTube maybe caught, is to say, hey, there's too many things going in such a rapid succession. Like this might be a bot. This might be something else. I don't know. It might be spam. That's one of the things, again, speculation, but that's my guess. The other one is, and I'm almost certain that this one got me put into it. I probably shouldn't have done it, but I think they should allow it, at least on my own videos. When I replied to all the winners of my 500 subscriber giveaway, I mean, y'all remember I had like 7 prizes, 7 winners, 7 videos. I was going through all those. The way that I wanted people to collect their prize, which I still think is the most appropriate way to do it, I asked the winners to email me their shipping address, because I don't want them putting that in the public comment section. I mean, doxing is a thing. Privacy is a thing, right? YouTube doesn't give me a method to say, hey, you won. Here's how you can connect with me and get your prize and provide me your shipping info so that I can get this thing out to you, right? At least not that I'm aware of. So I said, hey, email me. Well, I actually put my email address in those comments. And I think that also put me in the boat where they started thinking I was a spammer and deleting stuff. But here's what's interesting about that. After I noticed that they deleted all of those comments too, I then went back, commented again, and purposefully did not put my email address in there. And guess what? Those got deleted also. Like, you can't make this up. And then I tried to pin a comment, and it deleted my pin comment too. So keep in mind, I'm on my own channel. I'm replying from my own channel's account on my own videos, trying to pin my own comments to my own video. No, YouTube is deleting them. They don't think that I should be able to do that for whatever reason. So I had other videos that were getting deleted. I had my giveaway videos, they were getting deleted. I had my own comments and pinned comments getting deleted. And it was with an email address, without an email address. The ones on the one video, I don't even reference anything. It's just normal conversation, me having with other people like I normally try to do down there. And those got deleted too. So that's kind of where I was Of course, we tried to look it up. From what I can tell, and I was talking to a couple of my other buddies that have channels and whatnot, YouTube support is kind of non-existent, right? Unless you've got like a massive channel, and I think at some point in time, they then give you or assign you a contact that you can get in touch with, like a liaison. But in this case, I don't have that, and you could email them. They don't reply. So I just went internet searching for stuff. Okay, what am I seeing? What are some of there are some pretty good YouTube. So there's like YouTube Creator Studio, they're pretty good. And then there's also some just YouTube user forums and whatnot. You can go and you can find some support info out there. In fact, recently, one of the things that we used, my buddy used that forum to find out about was, so this has nothing to do with deleting comments, but about 3 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, YouTube was either removing subscribers from channels or not counting them in your subscriber count. And this was a widespread known issue. Many people were having it. My buddy brought it to my attention. I think I was having the same thing happen to me. And again, this is all speculation. I think they were trying to combat the people who are buying subs, meaning there's a warehouse full of people in China or India, and if you pay somebody some amount of money, they will have their warehouse full of people go subscribe to your channel with their accounts and watch your videos and click them and like them and interact with them and all that. So you can buy, I don't know what they call them, like farming stuff, but you can buy subs, you can buy likes, you can buy followers and all that. Now, keep in mind, especially with my ethical stance on things, that's disgusting, right? Like, that's gross. If you've done that, then you should feel ashamed of yourself. You really should. And I know that some people will probably try to be like, well, you got to play the game. I mean, I got to get likes and clicks, and this is a way for me to do that so that the algorithm picks me up and et cetera, et cetera. No, that's trying to game the system. It's deceptive. It's wrong. It's just flat out wrong. And so here's what's happened though. I wasn't doing that. And I know at least one of my other buddies who noticed this, and he's not buying subs and whatnot. However, we both were having people removed from our channel, desubscribe from us, or the counts weren't going up. And so sure enough, YouTube gets their act together. They maybe do a root cause, figure out what's going on, fix it, readjust everything. I don't know if they were able to re-add those people back that maybe they booted. I think that some of them, if it allowed them to stay subscribed, but it just wasn't showing on the counter, then they readjusted the counts for that. And so I know that for us, as we were tracking to get to 1,000, that was a sizable bump because we had those subscribers, but we didn't know it. And so all of a sudden we wake up and it's like, oh, we got like 70 extra subscribers overnight. Well, that was one of the reasons. All that to say, YouTube is constantly broken. Legit constantly broken. And I've talked about this before, right? YouTube is nothing but people. People are coding this stuff. People are flawed. And if you worked with any large scale organization before, it's no wonder, because you probably got different people writing different modules for different things. Sometimes I bet you one person in YouTube doesn't even know what the other group is doing. And so that's what I saw. They did come through and they fixed that. So I don't know what's happening with this delete and comment things. I don't know if it's like the subscriber thing. I'm guessing that there are some bots that they have and some automation that's written to try to combat the spam and the fake comments and things like that. But I think, like the subscribers, it is affecting legitimate comments from legitimate people trying to have a conversation. Even me on my own channel. Again, me on my own channel, I can't comment. It would delete it. So here's what I did. I gave it a little hiatus. I didn't reply to any comments. That's why I did the video about it, because I wanted to let y'all know I'm not ghosting y'all. I enjoy talking to y'all down in the comment section. And I know that some videos do and don't do that, right? Some channels don't do that. It's just communicating through the videos, right? But no, I actually enjoy some of that. And so I wanted to let y'all know I wasn't changing my stance on how I operated this channel, meaning where I went from replying to all the comments to all of a sudden not replying to the comments. No, that's not the case. But I did need to give things, I think, a little bit of time to cool off, because I think what some of their algorithms will do is, if I was getting caught up in that because I included links or emails, if I got included in that boat because I was commenting too quickly on my replies, If I backed off a little bit, usually that'll give it a little bit of time. It'll reset the algorithm and it'll try to recalculate any kind of a pace or, like a reply pace at that. I didn't reply to anything for like 2 weeks, and I went in to my last video and started replying again, and it looks like they're sticking again. So my lesson learned from this is don't put URLs in, don't put email addresses in, and maybe, again, speculation, but maybe don't comment so quickly on these. So yeah, I think that may have done it. So that's where we're at. This is my YouTube deleting my comments saga channel update. And yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm kind of curious, anybody else experiencing this or noticing it? Or does anybody know the rules? Like, does YouTube have rules that say, no, you can't put a URL or an email address in a comment? Do they say, don't do that because if you do it, we're going to delete it? I don't know how to do my angry tyrant face or voice, but that's what I'm trying to do there, right? It's like, oh, you follow my rules or I'm going to delete your thing. But I don't even know that most people know what the rules are. Nobody knows what the rules are, and the rules constantly change. So that's a little difficult, right? You think you're running for a touchdown and all of a sudden they move the goal line. Whoa. That's where we're at. And again, I go back to Dave's video. Dave summed it up well. YouTube doesn't care. They don't care about me, you. They don't care about any of our channels. They care about making revenue, and that's it. Anyway, that's my channel update. Hopefully you will see me down in the comment section. I will be trying again. I gave it a little hiatus. I'm back at it now. Let's see how this goes. Oh, but let me end on this one. The last thing that I want to talk about is to have a backup option. I'm looking at other video platforms, and so I want to see if that's an option. The problem is YouTube it's kind of like Facebook. It is like so much a monopoly that even the backup other options, they're fun in games, but only a subset of people would use them. Well, either are using them now or would use them in the future. I don't know how viable that is, even though I am thinking about diversifying in that aspect. The other thing that I'm looking at is I kind of want to create either a Discord group or a private Facebook group, and I want to see how that goes. Part of me wants to do maybe more than one, even like a larger group for like anybody who wants to join it or any subscriber, that kind of thing. But then maybe have a more small, more private channeled group for some of us to communicate in, because some of y'all, like I said, we've almost become friends, even though I've never met you, but I would consider you to be friends. We talk so much. And so maybe I do another one where it's just like that, for a closer friends group. And that way, if YouTube continues to do what it does, if it ever deletes my comments or whatever, we would still be able to communicate in those other means. So that's a thought there. Let me know down in the comments, what do you think of that? Do you like Discord? Do you like Facebook groups? Those are the two options off the top of my head, but let me know, what are other good options? I mean, I only recently learned of Discord. I had no clue what Discord was until I joined the Random Rob group. That's been interesting to learn, but it looks like a pretty good overall platform and option. And so, yeah, let me know what you think. Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. Thanks for sticking along. Thanks for following along to the channel. And let's hope that YouTube doesn't delete more stuff. Until we talk again, my friends, please remember what really matters. And that's not watches. Keep the insanity sane.